G'day cocktail lovers, I hope you've been keeping well. Hope you're ready for another cocktail video. I'm going to mark, this is going live towards the end of May. Last day in May is known as Mint Julep Day. So I've got a little bit of mint left. Again, this is the difference between the northern and the southern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere, it's just coming in spring, moving towards summer. Mint is in bloom. Here, we're moving towards winter, so the last of the mint is going before the plants shut down for winter. But I got some fresh mint, so I'm going to do this with a mint julep. But here's the interesting thing. A lot of people think the mint julep is, or the julep itself, is a very specific thing. It's like tied up with a Kentucky Derby in the US. It's a bourbon-based drink. It's essentially a bourbon old-fashioned with mint and a lot of ice. But a julep was traditionally a whole category. It meant any spirit with some sugar syrup, bitters, mint leaves, lots of ice. So a julep can have any spirit base. So with that in mind, and as I said, it's essentially, it's an old-fashioned with whatever spirit base you like that has mint and lots of ice. And I thought, well, my favorite variation on the old-fashioned is the Sazerac. So I might do as a riff on that. I'm going to call this a New Orleans mint julep. Now, a Sazerac can be made with cognac, rye whiskey, or bourbon whiskey, or you can do a split base. And that's what I'm going to do for this New Orleans julep, starting with the cognac. My Costco cognac from the Kirkland region of France, but it's real cognac from the Cognac region, and it's actually really good. An XO, extra old cognac. You don't have to go this flash if you don't want to, just use ordinary brandy if you like. But I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce, about 22.5 mils of cognac. I'm doing equal parts of this split base. So the next part is rye whiskey, using Rittenhouse rye, 100 proof, bottled in bond. Getting to the end of this bottle, a little bit again, 22.5 mils, 3/4 of an ounce of rye whiskey. And I'm also going to have a 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 mils of bourbon. Good old Kentucky Wild Turkey. This is 101, the higher proof rye whiskey, sorry, the bourbon whiskey from them. So given this is all, the julep tends to be tied up with the Kentucky Derby, it's only fitting that I'm using a couple of Kentucky whiskies in there as well. The Rittenhouse and the Wild Turkey both come from Kentucky. But yeah, as I said, split base, equal parts, 22.5 mils, 3/4 of an ounce. A standard mint julep, as most people know it, would have 2 dashes of Angostura bitters in it, or aromatic bitters in it. Because I'm modelling this on the Sazerac, this one is going to have 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. I'm adding some sugar syrup as well, just like 2/3 of an ounce, about 20 mils of sugar syrup going in. We of course need the mint in the julep. There's a couple of different ways to do this, different people recommend. Some people think the mint leaves should go in the glass you're going to serve it in and maybe get lightly muddled. I tend to go with the theory it's good to put the mint leaves in your cocktail shaker and shake it with ice. And that way it's going to somewhat pulverize the mint leaves, but not overly so. So you're going to get that mint flavor going through. Some people say you should freeze the whole thing for an hour before making it because it should be icy cold. Hey, if you want to do that, go for it. I'm just going to do it with ice. So I've got like about a dozen fresh mint leaves going in our shaker glass. We add ice to our shaker, put it together, and because we really want to get that mint flavor out, want to shake this really hard for about 15 seconds. Now there is a very specific mint julep cup, which I don't have. It's a metallic cup, but I figure I've already upset purists enough by building this around the concept of a Sazerac, my New Orleans julep. So I'm improvising, got my glass filled with crushed ice. I'm going to strain it in because I don't mind if little bits of mint leaf get in there, because I think that's going to add to the character of the julep. And well, let's make it pretty. I've got some extra mint here. Just going to put that in as a garnish. And that is my New Orleans mint julep. Why? That was not a hard thing to say. I've said it 10 times during the video. My New Orleans mint julep. I've never actually made this before, so let's see what it tastes like. Obviously getting that nice mint aroma straight up though. That works. I'm very fond of a Sazerac. Normally don't have Sazerac on crushed ice, normally don't have it with mint. So it's giving it another dimension. And it's no wonder people like downing these on a hot summer day at the racetrack. It's incredibly refreshing. And the other thing I don't have, besides not having a mint julep cup, I don't have a mint julep strainer. And it was revealed to me not that long ago that apparently, and I'll go by what I've been told, that mint julep strainer was used in the mint julep cup, and it was to keep a gentleman's mustache out of his drink. So I'm bereft in either way, so I'm going to end up with my julep in my mustache, but I'm okay with that. It's a very refreshing drink. Look, this is much more complex than one that's just made with bourbon, and that's why I did it, because I thought it would be more interesting. And it is, it works really well. So yeah, the standard mint julep with bourbon is great, but why not challenge yourself? Use different bases, different spirits, and really revitalize what a julep is. This one is really good, I definitely recommend it, but yes, if I've really offended someone who's a purist for the Kentucky Derby style of bourbon mint julep, I'm sorry, but that's just the way things are sometimes. I'm going to enjoy this. I hope you enjoy whatever you're drinking, whatever you're doing. Take care of yourself, take care of people around you. Until I see you again, cheers.